The call. Rain pattered against the window of the dimly lit office, where files were scattered across a desk next to a half-empty bottle of whiskey. Nathan Cross leaned back in his chair, the weariness of the day etched on his face. The sharp trill of the phone cut through the silence, jolting him from his thoughts. He picked up the receiver, his voice steady but tinged with curiosity.
Cross Investigations. How can I help?
A soft but urgent voice answered, trembling with barely contained fear.
Mr. Cross, I need your help. My brother, Daniel, has gone missing. The police, they aren't doing enough. I'll pay whatever it takes.
Nathan's grip on the phone tightened. Missing persons cases weren't uncommon, but there was something in her tone, a desperation that struck a chord in him.
I'll need more details. Meet me at my office tomorrow at noon. We'll discuss this in person.
I'll be there. Thank you.
As the call ended, Nathan leaned back, his gaze lingering on the rain-slicked streets outside. This case felt different, and he couldn't shake the feeling that it would lead him down a path he hadn't walked in years. The meeting. Sophia Loren stepped into Nathan's office the next day, her tailored coat dripping from the rain. Her presence was striking, but it was her eyes that caught Nathan off guard, a mix of determination and vulnerability that he couldn't ignore. He rose from his chair, gesturing for her to sit.
Start from the beginning. When did you last see Daniel?
Sophia's hands trembled slightly as she clasped them in her lap. She took a deep breath before speaking, her voice steady but carrying the weight of worry.
2 weeks ago. He's been acting strange ever since our father passed. He'd been meeting with someone, but he wouldn't tell me who. He said it was dangerous.
Nathan leaned forward, his sharp eyes scanning her face for hidden truths.
Dangerous how? Was he being threatened?
Sophia hesitated, her gaze dropping to the floor. Her voice softened, almost breaking.
Our family, we've made enemies over the years. My father's business dealings, they weren't always clean. But Daniel, he's different. He wanted to fix things. He always had a knack for solving puzzles, you know? Seeing connections no one else could.
Nathan studied her for a moment, his expression unreadable. He felt a pang of something unexpected, concern for this woman who seemed to carry the weight of her family's sins on her shoulders.
If there's anything else, anything you're holding back, I need to know. It could mean the difference between finding him or not.
Sophia's lips parted as if to speak, but she stopped herself. Instead, she nodded, her eyes meeting his with quiet resolve.
That's all I know. For now.
The investigation begins. Nathan's investigation took him to an upscale nightclub, a place dripping with excess and shadows. The neon lights flickered outside, reflecting off the rain-slicked pavement. Inside, the pulsing beat of music vibrated in his chest as he scanned the room. Approaching the bar, he caught the attention of the bartender, a burly man with a practiced poker face.
I'm looking for information about Daniel Loren. Was he here recently?
The bartender paused, narrowing his eyes before nodding.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Met someone in the VIP lounge. Tall guy, dark coat. Didn't look like they were having a friendly chat.
Did he leave with anyone?
No, left alone, but he was shaken up. Dropped this before he bolted.
The bartender slid a card across the counter. Nathan picked it up, his thumb brushing the cryptic message, midnight. Warehouse District. Nathan slipped the card into his pocket. His instincts told him that Daniel wasn't just running from something, he was running toward it. The warehouse. Nathan arrived at the warehouse just before midnight. The building loomed in the darkness, its rusting metal facade blending into the shadows. He checked his surroundings, the quiet unnerving. The sound of tires crunching on gravel broke the silence. Turning, Nathan saw a car pull up. Sophia stepped out, clutching a piece of paper. Her determined expression was betrayed by the tremor in her hand.
Sophia? This isn't a safe place. What are you doing here?
I found this in Daniel's room. It mentioned this warehouse. I couldn't just sit and wait.
Nathan exhaled sharply, his frustration tempered by admiration for her resolve.
Stay close and follow my lead. No sudden moves.
Inside, the warehouse was damp and cold, the air thick with decay. A hidden room in the back revealed an array of documents pinned to the walls, photographs, bank statements, and hand-drawn maps. Nathan scanned the evidence, piecing together a web of connections.
What is all this?
It looks like your brother was gathering evidence. Something big. Something dangerous.
The sound of footsteps echoed through the warehouse. Nathan turned, his hand instinctively reaching for his sidearm. A man emerged from the shadows, his face twisted with fury.
You shouldn't have come here.
Confrontation. Victor Kane, a former associate of the Lawrence, revealed his vendetta with venom in his voice.
Daniel? He's just a symptom of your family's greed. Your father's empire crushed everything I built. This isn't revenge, it's justice.
Nathan took a step forward, his voice calm but firm.
Justice? Killing Sophia won't bring back what you lost. Walk away now, Kane. You can still rebuild, but not if you do this.
Victor's gun wavered, his knuckles white as he struggled against his rage. Nathan's voice cut through the silence, sharp and steady, like a lifeline in a storm.
Victor, look at this. Daniel wasn't your enemy. He was trying to fix my father's mistakes. This doesn't have to end in blood.
Victor's eyes darted between the file and Sophia. The tension was palpable, broken only by a weak voice from the shadows.
She's right, Victor. Put the gun down.
The twist. Daniel stepped forward, his appearance haggard but his determination unbroken. He explained how he had faked his disappearance to expose the corrupt network that ensnared his family.
I had to disappear. It was the only way to keep you safe, Sophia.
Sophia's voice trembled as she approached him.
You should have trusted me. We could have done this together.
Victor's grip on his gun finally loosened. He dropped it to the ground, his shoulders sagging in defeat.
Maybe your brother was right. Maybe I lost myself in my anger.
Nathan moved quickly, securing Victor before he could change his mind. The authorities were called, and the web of corruption began to unravel. Resolution. Back in Nathan's office, the storm had passed, leaving the city bathed in a soft morning glow. Sophia sat across from him, her gratitude shining through the exhaustion.
You didn't just save my brother, Nathan. You gave me hope that not everything in this world is broken.
Nathan leaned back, a rare softness in his expression.
Just take care of your brother. And yourself.
Their eyes met, the unspoken connection lingering between them.
Maybe we'll see each other again.
Nathan allowed a faint smile, his heart betraying a flicker of hope.
Maybe.
Nathan watched her retreating figure, a swirl of emotions tugging at him. He wasn't used to this, feeling the ache of something unfinished, the faint hope of a connection he couldn't name. For once, the puzzle wasn't just about solving a case, it was about understanding the part of himself he so often ignored. As Sophia left, Nathan watched her disappear into the bustling streets. His phone buzzed, breaking the quiet. Picking it up, he straightened, his tone all business once more.
Cross investigations. What's the case?